I have 20 gallons of water from Gonzales, and I have 5 gallons of just Gulf of Mexico water just to throw in there. So we're going to process this. I'm going to pour it all into here. Once we get in here, we'll pump it back through one of our devices here, back through just a spin down filter, another filter media, back up and back in, and we'll circulate through here for a while before we move over to get it into our next process, ozone generation, contact tanks, 30-gallon contact tank. We'll move that. We'll run through some more filter media again, and after that process, it has enough contact time with the ozone, we'll move to the last stage of filtration, distillation, and we'll have drinking waters. Our reactor right here, what we're doing here is we're breaking down the water molecule to where the contaminants want to get away from the water. We're stretching the hydrogen molecule, we're throwing an electron way out there, we're making micro droplets of water, nanoparticles. That's what this device does. We've been running for less than an hour. Again, less than an hour, and you can already, where we had water you couldn't see through, and now you can see through that water. There you go. There's the distillation water. There's the glass. You come back over and set this back down. Come over here, get this camera so you can see. And here it is, gentlemen. That, my friend, is drinking water. It is beautiful. We just checked the TDS on this. 13 parts per million. 13. Let me check it real quick for you. Pour the glass back full again. Get the meter. Turn it on. And what do we have here? $12, $11. So what we've done, we've taken through our device, spin down filter system into a tank. From the tank into the ozone generation, through there, through our device, let it circulate through the ozone, go to the distillation machine, and what do we have, ladies and gentlemen? It's as clear as you could be, drinking water. 11 parts per million contaminants. Okay, folks, we've been running just over an hour. 3 horsepower motor through our device, through a spin down filter. Spin down filter is just to pick up 20 microns and plus, just to save the other filter. There's your other filter media. I'd like to have 2 or 3 in line, but I just don't have room to put them in here. Then we're running into a tank, and we're just circulating right now. Here's what I want you to see. Just an hour ago, that was black. You can see through it now. That's an hour ago. Just over an hour. You've seen our video that we took in Gonzales, Texas, where we were at Eagle Ford Shale Saltwater Disposal Facility. We took produced water there. We took it from a frac tank. We ran it through a couple of our processes, and we made it pond water. Well, here you saw a videotape of the rest of our system here, where we've taken that water. But that wasn't good enough for us. We took that water produced in Eagle Ford Shale. We mixed it with a blend of water that came out of a recycling pit for oil field services out of San Antonio, Texas, and we also mixed in some Gulf water from the Gulf of Mexico. That gave us every kind of contaminant that could ever be possible in southeast Texas that we're going to run into. And we processed it here. And you saw what happened. I drank it. 11 parts per million contaminants left over from what was probably in excess of 200,000 parts per million. In fact, we have taken Bakken reflowed frac water at almost 400,000 parts per million and cleaned it back to less than 100 as well. Our process, different from any other that's out there that I know of, we're practically gallon for gallon. We don't have reject water. We're going to continue to push and press the water until we come out with a 5-gallon bucket for every 100 barrels you've got of a sludge or a solid contaminant, and then we can also recover the salts at the end of the process. It's not an issue, but we get you back potable water practically gallon for gallon. Now what's everybody say? Oh, you're too expensive. Really? What if I could do it at or below the cost that you pay today for saltwater disposal? I can. We want your business. We want to clean your water. There's going to be a drought again in West Texas this summer. It's probably coming. Why don't we take the produced water, make it drinkable, and provide it to the communities? It makes sense. San Antonio put up a bond issue to raise over $3 billion for a 142-mile pipeline to pump brackish water to pump back into the Edward Reservoir. The water's still contaminated. They haven't cleaned it yet. Over $3 billion. I could do the same thing with produced water from the oil field for less than $1 billion, probably closer to $700 million. And the oil field would pay for the processing, and the citizens of San Antonio would have drinking water. Doesn't that make sense? It can happen anywhere and everywhere. Where your other purification companies stop is where we begin.